I got it, David. 12 o'clock now. We're we're on it. We're on it. Northbound, northbound. That's it. Let's catch up to it if you can. Uh, okay, he's going to make a left here, possibly. No, he's going to go right. He just made a right turn eastbound. Let's let's keep up the speed, David, because he's pulling up away from us. Say again, say again. Oh, he just squeezed right by those two cars. Santa Ana, eastbound on Warner. Eastbound on Warner, approaching Bristol. Okay. Kathy and Jonathan, a very high-speed chase going through the streets here in Santa Ana. You're looking at this pickup truck. High-speed chase. It was a stolen vehicle, as you said. Now he's coming up to, I believe this is Bristol, right through the intersection there. The speeds reached of over 100 miles an hour on the freeway systems. He was on the 5 freeway, got off in Irvine and moved back northbound on the 405 freeway at 100 miles an hour. Now off at Bristol Street and then through the streets near the South Coast Plaza Mall, just north of there right now on Warner Avenue right now. He's eastbound, desperate to get away. This driver driving at a high rate of speed. The CHP has taken over the pursuit from the Santa Ana Police Department, although now that he's on surface streets, it might be the Santa Ana Police Department that is back in on this pursuit as this driver continues to drive at a high rate of speed. You know, we haven't had any information as far as the driver or any passengers inside the truck, but look at that. Oh, man, right through that intersection at a high rate of speed. And, man, those cars that were coming there turning, it looked like, or maybe trying to avoid the driver. He's really hit the gas here right now, just blowing through intersections and red lights. But, again, we're not sure if there's just the driver or other people on board in on this vehicle. Yeah, let me see if I can bring up our speedometer for you, and I'll be able to tell you right now speeds of about 90 miles an hour, if you believe that. 90 miles an hour eastbound on Warner, approaching the 55 freeway, blowing through another intersection there, and he's continuing to just drive very erratic here, throwing caution to the wind. And again, the driver just out of control here as far as the driving goes, not caring about what's going to come up. Now here's the freeway. He's going to go right over that's the 55 freeway. He might be trying to get back on to that freeway system, but at this point he doesn't have a way to get on the freeway here at Warner. But look at this, he's slowing down. He's going to stop. We're going to try to move to the other side. He's behind some trees. So it looks like he's coming to a stop here, and we're going to work our way to try to get it to the other side where you don't want to lose the driver there if he jumps out. And now they're going to make, yeah, go ahead. No, I was just going to say they're going to do a felony stop on the driver who just all of a sudden decides to pull over for no reason. Maybe he got freaked out driving through those intersections, but I see hands coming out the passenger side of the vehicle, so it looks like that's possibly a passenger there that has the hands out the window. It looks like I can see what looks like the driver there in the driver's side window, so at least one other person in there along with the driver. Now it's we'll see if the driver and the other person will comply with the officer's demands. Yeah, so he can hit the gas any second here. The police know that. But for whatever reason, he's pulled over. I don't know if he's out of gas or maybe the passenger just, like I said, freaked out over those really close calls going through intersections at 90 miles an hour. Let me pull out to a wider shot. We're still on Warner Avenue past Bristol. This is going to be with the cross street of, stand by, I'll get that for you here, Pullman. So it's Pullman. Okay, that's great. I really couldn't make that out. I saw that it looked a little funny. I wasn't sure on our monitors up here, but let me push in there and get verification on that. Yeah, it sure looks like it's low there. So that could be the reason. Maybe he just hit something on the road and that was it. Pretty much stagnant, Jonathan. You're right. You see, there you go. Yeah, there you go. You're right. There's hands in the back seat. The driver now putting his hand out. So at least 3 people on board, maybe 4. I think that truck could probably hold 5. So we'll see how many actually come out when this thing terminates. But you're right. That front tire there appears to be flat, and that could be the reason for the driver just suddenly pulling over and saying he's gonna give it up. But he's not. He's not giving up. They want him to throw the keys out. Of course, they want him to exit the vehicle, and they'll do it one by one, methodically taking each person out of the car, laying them down on the road, and then taking them into custody. So you see the officers here, a large amount of officers. It looks like it is Santa Ana PD that got back into this pursuit, and at the termination here, the vehicle luckily not striking anybody else in those intersections as he continued eastbound on Warner, but now the officers are going to make demands for this driver to come out. So far he's not complying. It's a little early for the dog, although that they're not going to rule that out for sure. They're going to wait on that driver to see if he, pops the door open, throws the keys out. Those are good positive signs that they're complying, but so far he's not doing that. So it could be a language barrier, maybe that could be a problem. It could just be that the driver is refusing to do that. They will likely call out those passengers as well to see if they move, but they really want to get the driver out of there. They want to get the driver to throw the keys out so that the car is now disabled. Yeah, we normally see the drivers they'll order the driver to take the keys and throw it out the window, and then the driver will be ordered to exit the vehicle with his hands up, usually laying down, moving away from the vehicle and then laying down on the street. But sometimes they call the driver back to the officers. It just depends on the agency that's involved. They have different ways of doing that portion of it, but it's always pretty standard to get those keys out of the car so that the car cannot drive away. Yeah, I don't think this. I think this is for the dog. Yeah, there could be that. It could be that they put a spike strip out ahead of him. He was moving so fast, though. Here comes the door. Yeah. So here he's exiting. That's a good sign. So I believe those are the keys there on the ground, and he's a little wobbly there when he kneeled down. Here comes person number 2 out of the vehicle, but the driver in the white shirt exited first. Now they're going to have them move away from the truck. Well, normally they do one at a time, but the rear passenger came out pretty much with the driver, so we usually don't see that happen. That's correct. There could be as many as 5. I believe that truck can hold 3 in the back and then 2 in the front. So we'll see exactly how many come out. We saw 3 sets of hands for sure, so we know at least 3. And they are compliant. You see them moving over. Now they'll likely bring him to his knees or flat out on the ground. He's gonna opt for the grass. But they're going to move him all the way to the sidewalk. So that's the first of the three, at least, that we know. There he goes to the ground, hands behind the back. Now they're going to order the other male that came out of the back seat there to do basically the same, and they'll repeat that until everybody's clear. Here comes a team already to take that driver into custody. You know, we got word of it. We were coming from San Pedro, so it's been going on for at least a half an hour. A high rate of speed, like I said. We first got wind of it southbound on the 5 freeway, coming into the Irvine area. They made their way all the way to basically the Irvine Spectrum when they got off the freeway, went south, and then got on the 405 northbound. And then that's when we were hearing the speeds reaching over 100 miles an hour. Yeah, when we first got on the pursuit, it was westbound on Segerstrom and made his way northbound. When he got onto Warner, he really accelerated fast. Speeds, like I said, about 90, 95 miles an hour, right through those busy intersections, Bristol being one of them, and a couple of close calls there. And fortunately, that front tire looks like it received some sort of damage. Unknown if it was from a spike strip or not, but that was it for the driver. He said enough's enough. Thank you. Well, it was the driver first, now the passenger in the rear that's going to be taken into custody. We're still waiting on at least one more inside the truck on the passenger side. There goes the team to move in to make that arrest on that person. We'll see now if the passenger comes out the driver's side or the passenger side. Probably more likely out of the passenger side out of convenience sake. Yeah, at least one more. Here comes the hands out the window. Looks like they're opening the door from the outside, and that passenger door is starting to open for that front seat passenger, and we'll see if it's a male or a female. Looks like it is a male. So 3 males out of the vehicle now. Closing the door. Is there anybody out your right side, David? No. Can you hear me? Is there anybody out your right side? Is it the sun? The sun is killing our shot this whole time. Number 3 being taken into custody now. That might be the last of the people inside the vehicle. We'll see if any more come out. But the fact that they ordered him to kick the door closed is telling me that that's probably it for the number of passengers in there. Their officers are going to make an approach on the truck shortly unless they see movement in there. And they might try to send a canine unit in there to clear the vehicle to make sure no one is in there. We'll see which of the two methods they use. Okay, so 3 out. Here goes the canine. So they are sending the canine in. They put that extended leash on him, and he's going through. Yep, it looks like it's clear. And here comes the team to move in towards the truck. They're going to make sure that it is absolutely clear. That canine is a good indicator. Usually he'll come out with another person if there's someone in there, but that's not the case, and it looks like all is clear now. This pursuit ending Warner Avenue and Pullman.
Watch more heart-stopping car chases happening across Southern California. Subscribe here. Thanks for watching. The Chase is on.